You moved to Osaka because you were running out of reasons to stay where you were. A degree that qualified you for jobs that barely covered rent. An ex who moved on faster than your phone could load a photo. A family that kept asking when you were going to get serious about life. So you did what every lost 20-something with Wi-Fi and a dream does. You romanticized a country you had never lived in. Neon lights, late-night ramen, quiet train rides with lo-fi music playing in your headphones. You bought a one-way ticket to Kansai International Airport, $1,200 in your account, a rushed online TOEFL certificate, and the unshakable confidence of someone who has absolutely no idea what's about to happen. The plan was simple. Teach English, learn Japanese, find yourself. 3 goals, no timeline. Your first night was in a capsule hotel near Namba. Because you couldn't understand the rental system, the guarantors, the key money, the non-refundable gift you had to give a landlord just to be allowed to pay rent. So you lay inside a plastic sleeping pod, staring at a ceiling inches from your face, listening to a stranger breathe through the wall, and you told yourself, this is the adventure. After days of paperwork and polite rejections, you found a tiny 1K apartment in Suminoe. 1 room, a kitchen that was basically a hallway, walls thin enough to hear your neighbor sneeze, a bathroom the size of a closet. You signed the lease. You unpacked 1 suitcase. You sat on the floor eating a convenience store rice ball, and you stared at a blank wall. This is home now. Your job was at a conversation school called Horizon Tomorrow, a name so optimistic it felt ironic. 6 classes a day, businessmen, retirees, lonely people who just wanted someone to talk to. After taxes, pension, insurance, and train fare, you lived carefully. You ate at the same cheap restaurants so often the cashier memorized your order. In a city this big, that almost counted as a relationship. The loneliness didn't arrive dramatically. It arrived quietly. It sat next to you on the train. It rode with you from Suminoe to Umeda and back. It followed you into your apartment at night. You scrolled through photos from home, people living lives you chose to leave. When you were awake, they were asleep. When they were living, you were working. You existed in between. Then one evening, you met your neighbor, Yamamura-san. Late 60s, soft eyes, a smile that didn't feel rehearsed. You bowed awkwardly. He disappeared into his apartment, came back with a small plate of homemade tamagoyaki, and handed it to you like it mattered. You ate it standing over your sink, and for the first time in weeks, you felt seen. After that, he began leaving things at your door. Mandarins, small containers of soup, short handwritten notes. You started visiting him in the evenings. You taught him English words. He taught you Japanese ones. He tapped his chest, then yours. Tomodachi, he said. Friend. Something inside you softened. He took you to the neighborhood bathhouse, to a small summer festival with glowing lanterns. You ate grilled chicken under the night sky. He told you about his late wife, about a son who rarely called. You told him about feeling invisible in a city of millions, and somehow, you understood each other. Months passed. Your Japanese improved. You bought a used table, a floor chair, a small plant you named Rio. You weren't surviving anymore. You were building something. You applied to renew your visa. You told Yamamura-san you might stay longer. He smiled, said he hoped you would. Then the letter arrived, a government envelope. You expected approval. Instead, a notice. Appear at immigration. Suspected violation of residence status. In the interview, an officer slid a report across the table. Anonymous allegations, private English lessons, cash payments, students entering your apartment, students who never existed. No one had entered your door, except one person. You stood outside Yamamura-san's apartment that night. You asked him directly, "Did you report me?" He didn't deny it. He calmly explained that the ward offered a small financial incentive for verified immigration reports. He had filed several. Your mind calculated the amount. Your heart didn't. Every meal, every lesson, every baseball game on his television, an investment. You weren't a friend. You were a file. You didn't yell. You went back to your apartment, sat on the floor beside Rio, and stared at the wall again. Weeks later, your visa was denied. You were given time to leave voluntarily. You packed the same suitcase you arrived with, heavier now. You left the furniture. You left the plant on the windowsill. Plants don't have passports. On your last night, you walked through the neighborhood. The convenience store glowed softly. The bathhouse was closed. The streets were quiet. You realized something then. The most painful part wasn't losing the visa. It was that the city had let you love it first. It had let you build something from nothing. And then it let one small incentive erase it. In a city this large, absence isn't tragedy. It's vacancy. You boarded the train to the airport the next morning.